Welcome back to our live coverage of the conclave. We're in Rome overlooking Vatican City, a live shot there of St. Peter's Square and this morning's conclave mass. We have pictures of that as well. If history is any guide, more than 100,000 people will soon fill that square you just saw on your screen, the one right behind me. But the reality is, on any given Sunday back in America, the number of Catholics on their way to Mass has been dwindling. Weekly or nearly weekly attendance is down 12% since 2000, according to Gallup, something many people we spoke to here in Rome are very keenly aware of.
Even in the glow of a truly global church, you can't help running into an American or two.
Were you going to be here anyway, or is it just a happy surprise?
Happy surprise.
Many who had already planned to take in the history here now find themselves with the lucky chance to see it being made.
You know, it's probably a once in a lifetime opportunity to be in Rome when they're doing the conclave.
Hey, how are you? Where are you from? New Jersey. It's part of America.
Kathy Freeman and Nancy Flynn are flight attendants who just flew into Rome for work.
You're Catholics?
I am. She's Southerner, so.
What does that mean?
She's probably like
Protestant?
She's a Baptist.
Many of the faithful we spoke to do believe God will in fact be guiding today's conclave.
What are you hoping for?
Not hoping for much because the Holy Spirit will hopefully lead either the cardinals or lead the Pope after the decision. He'll be a successor of Christ either way. You know, it's not really about my opinions.
But for Freeman, that's not so clear.
I see it more political than divine intervention, to be honest with you.
How political? What do you mean?
Just like politics in the United States. It's another government up there.
Like more than 40% of American Catholics surveyed in a new CBS News poll, she's hoping the successor to Francis continues his teachings. But she's so unsatisfied with aspects of the current church, she raised her own children outside of it.
I would love as a Catholic to see more female in intervention in all parts of the service.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You want to see female priests?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the kind of story Father Thomas Reese knows all too well as a priest and a longtime chronicler of the faith.
We're going through a crisis in the Catholic Church in the United States and especially the global north. We have young people who just aren't interested and are leaving. It's something like 1 out of 3 people who are baptized Catholic no longer identify as Catholic in the United States. That's huge.
So how do you fix that?
If you have an answer, I'll vote for you as Pope.
Okay. So wait, really? That's it? You don't know?
I don't think, I think we're still struggling.
While enjoying the sights and the flavors of Rome, we also ran into these young men from Missouri who told us about the potential for change as they see it in the Catholic Church.
Are you hoping that the Pope who emerges on that balcony in a matter of days takes the church in a more liberal direction or in a more conservative direction?
The goal, ultimately is uniting both. That would be the most perfect thing to happen here. More so than needing somebody who's left or right, we just need somebody who's it's a champion of the faith that everybody can get behind.
Does the church need to accommodate certain modern beliefs and ways of life to fit them within the history of the church?
No.
It's not words.
No, the church does not need to fit the age. That's why it's 2,000 years old.
And Nora, that's one perspective right there. The church doesn't need to change. We want that continuity, they say. That's what makes it powerful and beautiful. But so many other people, like that flight attendant, Kathy Freeman, said, I'm Catholic, I'm still Catholic, but my children are not. And in fact, she said specifically because she wants to see women in positions of leadership.
It's a question that I asked Pope Francis in my interview. Could a little Catholic girl grow up and think that maybe she could be a deacon someday or a member of the clergy? He said no. However, the Synod is studying the idea of women as deacons. And when I, too, was down in St. Peter's Basilica, Sister Rose from the Sisters of St. Paul came up and said, yes, we need to push forward. More women should be part of the clergy. And so people do, as you saw in our own CBS News polling, they want someone, 40% want someone like Pope Francis, another 20% want someone more progressive than him.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. And something Father Reese told me is that one of the issues with the church is they need more talent in the clergy. opening it up to women would be one way to fix that, or maybe changing the celibacy laws.
And focusing on social justice.
Yeah. We'll send it back to you all back in Times Square, the very opposite, I would say, of Vatican City.
The very opposite. Everybody's trying to read the tea leaves. We'll know soon enough. Thank you both.